Guten Tag, mein Freund. Uh, Climate change and disease. The reason why I'm wearing this mask, the surgical mask, is because I had electrolysis done, and my face is like swollen, lumpy, red, and blotchy. And like, if anyone out there has ever done a YouTube vlog or something, like, you know, if you've been around for a while, how many people will come for you if something about you is just not 100% perfect. That's the mask. It occurred to me a while ago when I started hearing about monkeypox. I was like, where's this coming from? Like, why is it coming right after another pandemic, COVID? You know, like, is somebody frigging with the rigging? Is this like terrorist attack kind of thing? I don't know. But I'm very sus about it. Like, I'm very like, why is this happening, right? But it also occurred to me that one of the reasons, and I'm not erasing the idea that it could be a form of terrorism. I'm saying I don't know. One aspect of what it could be, though, is global warming. Global warming, you know, like, different animals have different biospheres. Like, one of the theories about how HIV traversed between, came into existence in human population is bushmeat in Africa. So there's this long-standing tradition of people going into the jungle, cutting up animals that they find in the bush, like primates who have incredibly close DNA to us, and then taking that meat and not only eating it, but perhaps like cutting themselves and having a blood-to-blood infection with other animals. This is quite possible. For example, cats have a form of feline HIV, FIV. You know, did they contract it from humans? Was it always in their species? How did they contract it? It's a bit of a mystery. But one thing that happens with, like, for example, malaria, or another example would be Lyme disease. My camera just like went off on me. Another example would be Lyme disease. You know, for example, I think tick populations started growing like 20 years ago, or in my small province, which is probably an aspect of global warming, and Lyme disease comes along with that. I think Lyme disease comes along with bed bugs. Canada didn't have bed bugs up until like 5-10 years ago. So we just had an explosion of bed bugs. That was probably due to global warming and climate change. There could be numerous diseases that could be utterly fatal to us, right? That we are not only completely oblivious to what they are, how they could come into existence, but we are completely oblivious to the idea that this could become a reality. You know, we could be battling all kinds of diseases and pandemics and whatnot due to environmental imbalance. This is a very real thing. This is a very real common sense, logical thing. You know, there are viruses and whatnot that traverse between different animals and humans, and perhaps vice versa. For example, the idea that COVID was spread by bats and snakes. I'm not saying that it wasn't or that it is. I'm saying that that was one of the theories as how to COVID traverse between bats and snakes and us. There could be a tidal wave of pandemic and disease coming in behind, you know, what we're currently experiencing due to global warming for no bizarre reason. My neighbor, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, he says that he contracted a virus by drinking glacier water. Apparently he's saying that he had a surgery that was postponed because he contracted the virus, and they asked him, did you work up north? And he did work up north with an oil company for a while, and was drinking glacier water. The other guy said, you're crazy, and he drank it anyway and said, you're crazy, this water is delicious. And it's not doing him any harm, but apparently he has this virus that, you know, the medical staff around him have said that, you know, perhaps you contracted this from working up north because other people have contracted this from working up north. That is a prime example of biospheres kind of intermingling, right? Biospheres intermingled. It's like worlds within worlds, or worlds conjoined to worlds, or worlds blending with worlds, or something along this line, right? They say monkeypox, I think, from what I've heard, it comes from rodents. Rodents in Africa. It traversed between rodents and humans. You know, I'm not an environmental scientist, but I acknowledge that this is a very real thing and a very real possibility. You know, and we have no idea what's around the corner for us. you know, some things are obvious, like as the world warms up, which it is, right? As the world warms up, you know, you are going to see demographics of populations moving, right? So your you know, first world environment that you live in Oregon or something like that, you know, may suddenly be inundated by people who are refugees, you know, or refugees might move from country to country. They might move from Sri Lanka to India, or vice versa, or China to, you know, Thailand, or Vietnam, or Vietnam to Canada, or whatever, what have you, right? They say SARS was like 25 years ago, and it moved from Hong Kong to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And they say that the issue being was that it came from meat markets. Who knows, right? But that is an example of worlds colliding, you know, and biospheres colliding, and the mayhem that goes on with that, because your sense of balance is out of place. Ironically, Godzilla, the idea of Godzilla is that Godzilla only comes into existence when the Tao is out of balance. You know, when the environment is the balance between samsara and nirvana is out of balance, you know, or which is also a metaphysical idea with like the environment around you and whatnot. I just thought that was interesting to add in. But yeah, like there's unprecedented amounts of things with global warming that we have no idea is going to happen. That was my point of this vlog. So I'm not sitting here telling you like how things are. I'm sitting here telling you like I don't know, nor do you, nor do any of us. That is something I know.